That's right.
All right, well, it's champ select. This is all up to you, color commentator.
Well, let's see. Uzi, wake up. Now, he's burning out the clock a little bit on this, maybe a little indecisive, but let's see what he's going to do here. And Uzi, wake up. What is he playing, my friend Auntie?
I don't know. It looks like he just joined their
Let's
voice
take a
chat.
look.
Just at the last minute, getting some time to ban that Kog'Maw. We've seen a lot of Kog'Maw tonight with mixed results, so I think everyone just doesn't want to have to play with that late game.
Yeah, Kog'Maw's, he could be a definite threat. That's for damn Skippy. Once he starts getting ahead, he rolls hard. All right, then we got the Morgana ban. Nobody wants to fight against a Morgana. It's just not a fair fight. Land the Q, then put a puddle under him. It's a puddle. Why does a puddle hurt that bad? You know? As one who actually goes out of his way to jump in puddles, puddles should not hurt that bad.
I don't know. Puddles kind of hurt.
Puddles are supposed to be a fun thing to jump in. It's something you grow up doing, but I don't know. But speaking of puddles, Viego is also out, and he's got those long puddles. But and Ziggs is gone too. They don't want them nasty auto attacks going through, it seems.
I guess it all depends on how deep of a puddle you're jumping into. You think it's just like it's just gonna be the bottom of your shoes, a little rubber part, and you jump in, and it's a 6 foot deep hole in the middle of the road, and now you're in the sewer, and you're going towards the end, you're going towards the ocean, and it's all up to that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, true. And there could be a Kog'Maw in that sewer. You never know. He seems like the type that would hang out in sewers.
I'm not speaking from experience, by the way. I've never done that.
Sure.
Sus.
Seems kind of sus to me.
All right, and the
Hey,
Tryndamere ban came out. Interesting.
All right, so I didn't get a chance to see the rank differential between these teams, but I think if I recall correctly, there's going to be a top lane plat player, which I think is Uzi Wake Up, and then pretty sure Mikun is also a plat player. I'm not sure though.
Okay, interesting. And the Gangplank, I mean, a competent Gangplank is a very, very dangerous opponent to go against. I am not a fan. Doesn't matter what champion I'm on, I don't want to play against Gangplank. At least a competent one. Or a lucky one. Competent or lucky, really, either way.
The
It's a
first
bad
game
time, Bob.
of the night, I actually played against a platinum Gangplank. Might have been Uzi. Let me actually check. It might have been him.
Uh,
No, I played against Mikun.
oh,
And
yeah?
his gangplank wasn't bad, but I don't think I did anything embarrassing during the matchup. I think the only thing that happened that was kind of something you could talk about is I ulted the gangplank. I picked Urgot into the gangplank, which is a mistake.
Mm,
But
mhm, mhm.
he was only able to use his W to get out of my ult one time, and he had to burn his flash as a result. So I'm not really embarrassed about that matchup. I don't think gangplank's that scary.
Well, mind you, I'm a bronze player myself. That's why I said, I'll handle the color commentary. I'm going to need you to handle the play-by-play. You seem to be more experienced than myself. But I will say, in bronze, I don't fear Gangplank if I'm going in ranked because it's bronze. There's a good chance that they're going to screw up, and that's really what top lane is waiting for somebody to screw up and then taking advantage of it and punishing them for it. Am I wrong on that? You feel that?
You're not wrong at all.
Yeah. All right. So we got a Zed pick on
You got this.
from Little Big Boy.
Uh, you got the Yasuo to complement the Zac knockups. He's got
Mhm.
two of them. He's got a couple in his ult. I think it bounces 3 times or something. Then he's got that pull, which also counts as a knockup. Good compliment to Yasuo. I don't know if they're going to flex that Yasuo bot lane, but it looks like it since they picked the Zed for mid lane.
Oh, interesting. Yasuo bot lane. That's should be nice and terrifying. So we got the Nautilus ban and the Lulu ban as well.
everyone's tired of the Lulu tonight.
Yeah, Lulu's toxic. Leona's really toxic, and that happens to be my personal favorite support.
She
You
hasn't had a
can't
lot of
screw up
luck
on her.
tonight in these games. The Leona
Really.
players have really been. Anyone's picked it tonight. It just seems like they've been regretting it or getting shut out in other ways.
Ooh, man. See, I feel like Leona, personally, mind you, Bronze, is a double threat because if you're playing well and you can lock down people, she's got CC for days, if not months. But even if you're playing badly with her, when you start building her tanky, you may not be able to kill anything, but it takes two or three people to get you down in a timely fashion, and you're pulling them out of places where they need to be and letting your team gather objective control. At least personally, that's the way I play her. If it's going downhill bad, if I keep missing my skill shots, that kind of thing, that's where I go. All right, let's build tank and give these people something to focus on. Otherwise, I'm going to go poke at their tower.
So another lock in favor of the Yasuo, the Pike. His hook shot actually counts as a knock-up again for Yasuo. So
Oh,
really heavily decided on this Yasuo. We've got two champions with I think 3 avenues of knock-up ability and plenty of CC for the Yasuo to hit those
yeah.
tornadoes.
Not to mention both the Pike and Zed can just absolutely explode people. And then the Vigar, well, also
Interesting.
another exploding champ. That's interesting.
So
But the
I'm
Tristana is
thinking,
not to be underestimated.
are we gonna have a Yasuo top lane and a Zac in the jungle, or are they gonna go for a Yasuo jungle pick?
I have not seen a Yasuo jungle yet, as of yet, in my experience. But I think the Zac jungle pink is a very safe spot to go
They
with
may
the
be
Yasuo.
sandbagging and kind of waiting to see. I don't know why they would wait.
Well, I think Yasuo may be their ADC. Yasuo Pike bot lane? Does that make sense? Or did I just say something so stupid that you are completely lost?
No, hello 656 65645. Hello gaming. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna skip the numbers. We're not counting here. We're not preschool. We're just gonna say your name. All right. So hello gaming's definitely slotted for top lane. Looks like they're gonna go for a full-fledged Yasuo in the jungle. I'm very curious to see if he's gonna go for a 5 camp. Is he gonna go for a full clear, or is he gonna go buff to buff into scuttle and gank?
We shall see. This is quite interesting.
I think if anything, it's gonna enable Kane to scale up and get his form
Mm,
without much contestants in the jungle. When you see a Kane pick, what you really want to do is you want to pick an early game jungler that's going
mm.
to clear quicker and really capitalize on the weaknesses of Kane.
Yeah, because personally, I've been playing around in the jungle lately, and I've been falling in love with Mordekaiser jungle. His clear speed is nuts. Problem is, his movement speed is so slow. I feel like he should be walking around with like a cane or a limp or something, like Swain's half brother. I don't know,
A
but
cane.
a cane. Oh man, I just made a pun and didn't even realize it. Thank you for pointing that out, man. What would I do without you guys? But yeah. So how are we feeling about this Tristana pick, Captain Antihero?
You know, I I don't have anything really to say about blue teams. I'm still in awe at what this composition is from red team, and I'm so curious as to what's going on. Do they know something I don't know? Is Yasuo jungle even viable? I want to say it is. I want to say he has enough AoE to take out these camps, but I want to see if it's clear is even possible. I've never even seen it in the history of League. I've never seen anyone try it. So
Yeah,
this is insane.
I'm wondering
that
if
is
there was a
yeah.
mistake. I'm wondering if Yasuo was trying to go mid, and so they picked Zed for the jungle, and then they couldn't swap because someone didn't own a champ.
I don't know. I'm still feeling that Yasuo is going to be the bot lane ADC. I mean, look at his ban. It's Ziggs, which frankly, no one wants to go against Ziggs bot lane. That's toxic.
That still begs the question: who's top lane? Because
Zed.
if Yasuo goes for the bot lane swap, right, then Zac has to go into the jungle. But Hello Gaming was slotted for top lane.
I don't know. I'm thinking Zed's probably our top laner on that team, and frankly, Zed versus Gangplank. I think they may be trying to counterpick Gangplank with the Zed, and that leaves us Vigar mid, which for via Kali, I mean, it's not great, but
I
you
don't
know,
think so. I definitely think that the real PB hero, Yasuo, is going mid, or he's going into the jungle. He's gonna try jungle Yasuo.
well, this is gonna be
I hope
exciting.
so.
Then.
I really hope so.
That will be interesting to see. But honestly, I wouldn't. I think it'd be fairly interesting to see him in bottom lane as well. So I think we just got a good match all around to watch here, regardless of how this works out.
Oh
It is
my
Yasuo
god, it
jungle.
I
is
will-
Yasuo jungle.
Oh, this is gonna be exciting. Okay.
All eyes on the Yasuo. Can he clear camps or will he die to Blue and Gromp? We are going to see in this game 5 of the Bootcamp.lol customs. Everyone, this shit is crazy. You can't get this anywhere else. You're never going to see a Yasuo jungle and be excited to see it in your ranked games. But we're all excited here to see it. So let's go. We're in the game. Let's do this. The real PB hero, all eyes on you.
Ooh, champions are spawning. Champions are spawning. I'm excited.
Now, if you're Kane, Silliman, if you're Kane, what are you thinking right now?
If I'm Kane, I'd be kind of excited. Red Kane thrives on low range matchups. From what I've heard, from what I understand, that's Kane's bread and butter, especially Red Kane, because he has so much sustaining team fights. What does Red Kane get? Like starting out 36% healing on his abilities and auto attacks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
I don't know. You
That's-
tell me.
Well, from what I remember, it's a pretty high amount, and his sustain is bananas if he goes Red Kane. If he goes Blue Kane, he's going to have a very bad day. But frankly, you have to get those stacks on ranged champions in order to get the Blue Kane, which they have one ranged champion. Everyone else is melee. So
Matches
I
burn from the
think we're going to
Akali
see a
right
Red Kane.
away. All Pike had to do was throw a hook, and Akali insta-flashed it. That's going to be detrimental to her laning phase against this Zed.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Well, Kane getting a good ward onto that red side jungle for the Yasuo. It's going to be interesting to see how Kane's going to play this counter jungle strat. He has the ability to go in and challenge him 1v1 in this jungle because I don't think Yasuo has enough sustain.
No. Well, I mean, he's got a pretty meaty shield, but it's on a fairly low cooldown, I would say.
So for those who don't know, the Yasuo shield is on a cooldown based on how much he moves.
Okay, so he's got that high mobility, he's got a shield, he's got damage, we know, and he has a decent amount of CC with his pop-ups and such. So this should be exciting.
Get us this camera on this Yasuo. I want to see his fight with this red buff. Epic battle, Yasuo. Let's see this clear.
Yeah, let's see. Well, it
He's
looks like
pretty
Kane's
high
already on to
health.
Krugs and is about halfway through the first forms of them.
Like Yasuo's gonna
While
go
we're
up.
still
Yep,
pathing to blue. He's going double buff.
He thought for a second to go for those chickens, but he opted not to. I think he would have died to be honest. But instead he's gonna move on to the wolves. So this is looking like a 5 camp or a 4 camp. This is looking like a red wolves, blue Gromp scuttle.
It's an
Look at
interesting
how much damage
package.
these wolves are doing to the This is why people don't play this. He's taking so much damage, but he's maintaining it. Can he get this tornado onto the blue? Oh, he doesn't. The tornado goes on cooldown.
It's not good.
I'd love to hear the history of what happened in Champ Select and why this Yasuo jungle was even an option. If it was a mistake or if it was intentional.
Yeah, fly on the wall would be great to have here,
So first blood over to the Pike, but we all expected that. He had to blow flash and ignite.
Oh, yeah.
He burned the flash,
I
ignite,
think.
heal, and flash from Tristana and Nami.
Indeed. It looks like top lane, gang. It looks like it's favoring Gangplank right now. We're about to crash that wave.
And the Yasuo in the epic battle versus this Gromp. Can he beat the Gromp, or is he going to have to back? He blows the second smite of his clear, and he's going to be making it to this Scuttle Crab on time, actually. He's actually on time.
Yes, he
With
is.
no smite, though.
Looks like Kane is cleared everything but wolves and is now heading to his scuttle as well in the top lane.
I think if Yasuo can get through this first clear, It's not going to be that bad for him from then on.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Looks like Arcane is at 3, down to 3 stacks of smite, while we're at Yasuo with 4. So it's actually, for the smite battle at least, favoring Yas right now. And we're going for a gank.
For the gank into the mid lane, he's able to throw up
Yeah,
the wind
just a
wall,
little
and he's
poke
just going
there.
to pass through and get his chickens.
All right. Looks like
This
Pike.
Kane saw him there. He's looking for it. He's a level ahead, 7 CS ahead of this Yasuo. Is he going to go for an invade? That's my question.
Looks like he's backing off. Pike's coming down river. It looks like heading toward a Kali right now. Something could be popping off here quickly. Let's see if a Kali reads the writing on the wall. Oh, too late.
And the hook comes out from Pike, and he's able to get the hook on a Kali, but she's in her
Ooh.
shroud.
And
Meanwhile,
Kane
the
comes in
Kane
out of
hops
nowhere.
over the wall, and he's going to get some damage onto this Zed, but the ignite from Zed being wasted on this Akali just does not go down. Meanwhile, another hook from the Pike onto the Kane, and Kane has to burn his flash.
That was a fairly fair trade. It doesn't look like either side really gained much of an advantage over that. He's got people low, but Pike's coming back in for seconds, so it looks like he's still hungry.
Yeah, so just finishing this full clear, and meanwhile in the bot lane, this Veigar getting punished for being alone. The Pike a little late to rotate.
Yeah, the Tristana, you got to respect the Tristana. You got to be wary of her. Ooh, that's going to sting. All right, Yasuo's coming back into the game.
His first item is the Berserker Greaves. I don't know if that's going to help us clear too much. I think the levels themselves will help him, but it's going to be interesting. He's now a level down and almost 10 CS behind the Kane. I think this early game is just so atrocious by the Yasuo jungle. Meanwhile, the Zac goes for the dive. He has to pop his passive. Does he actually die because of that, or is he able to get out and live?
No, I think he's gone. All right,
Like,
that goal goes over to Uzi.
He goes down to Uzi Wake Up, who has to blow his ultimate. I don't even actually think he had to blow his ultimate, but that's a kind of a goofy dive from the Zac, and kind of a sad way to lose your ult or your passive stack.
Oh yeah, for sure. As I said, you got to respect those. The competent Gangplank players are so dangerous, undiveable. All they will have to do is pop up a cast right behind you as you escape, and it's GG.
Well, there's Yasuo looking for a gank onto this bot lane.
Yeah.
And, the bot lane's saying, danger, we don't want to fight. We need to get some items back on the board. You go do something else. Yas has nothing to do. Meanwhile, this Kane's going to respect that. He hasn't seen Yasuo in a while. He's going to go try to invade that red buff. He knows the timing on it is timed with synced with his red buff, so why not go ahead and invade?
Yeah. Makes sense to me. And trying to pin down Kane, even if he gets caught, Kane has so many different types of escapes. He can hop over short walls. He can go into thick walls. He can
going for a gank onto this Nami Tristana. Can he get it? Throws up the wind wall. Not mitigating really any damage, but he's just gonna go straight onto this Tristana and try to execute her pretty quickly.
I think Tristana's gone.
Tornado hits, but the bubble is gonna go ahead and hit that. Lax Farmer is able to get that kill, so the Pike gets the kill, but of course he shares the gold with the Yasuo and the Tristana.
Yeah, which is going to be just a huge spike
Veigar,
for them.
Corrected, on the Veigar.
Let's see. Personally, from here, what I would do, as I would have to go after the dragon kill for if I was red team at this point. They got Scuttle. They got to kill them bot lane. I mean, it just makes sense.
Pretty quiet mid lane here. You've got the classic Akali assassin versus the Zed assassin matchup in the mid lane, and both of them just trying to farm their way up. Obviously, Akali winning on that farming lane, but we'll see pretty soon as they start to roam with their ultimates who can get more value out of the assassin pick.
Yeah.
Tristana jumping in with a rocket jump onto the Vigar, has to flash to finish him off, and that's going to be a pickup for for Tristana. Meanwhile,
That's got to feel good.
Prince
All right.
playing
Akali's running. Yasuo down.
and
Kane's
King
following up
has
behind.
level 6. Yasuo does not. He gets level 6 off of a minion, but Kali's going to go ahead and chase him away. He's running away with about 12% health. Not fun for Yasuo in the jungle.
All right.
Kane's pinging his Prio in the bot lane. He's trying to get this first dragon of the day. Meanwhile, this Gangplank's actually taking that lead that he got. He picked up a Sheen. He's ready to fight this Zach, but Zach just pops him. He just pops him so well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Gangplank may have wanted to, abuse priority a little bit as his wave was crashing after that last kill. Push it up, then we'll go back to base. Make sure he gets that, spins that gold. When Zach starts getting tanky, it gets hard to kill.
That is a big oof by... That is a great pike hook back into that Kane, and Kane cannot get out from that.
Mm. That was fairly gruesome. I like it.
So, against all odds, red team's winning, and Yasuo has actually not died a single time. He's got an assist, but he got the kill gold from that pike, and the Yasuo jungle not looking too bad, not being punished very well by this blue side.
Indeed, the clear speed's a little low. It leaves a little bit to be desired, but he is playing safely. He's playing smart, and that's what you got to do with these kind of off-meta picks.
Yeah, you really, when you do these off-meta picks, you're really reliant on getting your gold. If no one punishes you or challenges you in your jungle, these off-meta junglers, then you're able to reliably get your item spikes later in the game. Meanwhile, the knockup coming from the Zac and is followed up by the Yasuo. That's what I was talking about when I was telling you that these multiple knockups on this side of red side are going to be pivotal for Yasuo to be able to follow up on these plays. And looks like Gangplank's going to be running for his life. He gets hooked by the Pike, and that's a dead Gangplank. He is incinerated by the Yasuo Pike and Zac combo.
Pike is ensuring all of these kills in such a wonderful way. He's making sure these things are secured. And of course, like you said earlier, everyone gets gold. You get gold. She gets gold. He gets gold. Everybody gets some gold. Oprah Winfrey of gold.
That is the Oprah Pike playstyle, and he is constantly roaming. He is making sure not to stay in the bot lane too long. He knows Vigar is a pretty safe champion to farm with. So why stick around? Why try to make anything happen there when you can make it happen all around the map? Meanwhile,
Yeah,
he's going to go for a gank on his bot lane. He wants to get that Vigar that's alone and juicy.
Absolutely. I mean, once Vigar gets 40 stacks, that's like half an item right there, and for nothing. So, I mean, he's already ahead, even if, he hasn't gotten the kills or anything like that. He's still got those stacks, and those stacks are important. Get that AP up.
It's really going to come down to, once Kane gets form, is Yasuo going to be able to keep up with red form Kane in impact on the map? Meanwhile, Tristana rocket jumps in but gets caught in the cage. The ultimate coming out from Vagar, and Lax Farmers, as the Pike, gets the execute onto that Tristana. That jump in was not what she wanted, and Pike's gonna spread that gold to that Vigar, and yet getting his team more ahead.
Yeah, the Pike needs to go down quickly, and what's the shutdown bonus on him right now? Let's take a look. He's got a 300 gold bounty right now. That is something that's so juicy and tantalizing. Hopefully, we're going to see a team effort to make sure that he goes down soon from the blue team, keep them in the fight.
Yeah, the Pike alone, if you kill him, he's worth almost 4 plates. So he's going to be a tantalizing, juicy shutdown in the future. We're going to see who gets that. But meanwhile, this Zed is going to go in. He ultimates the Akali, but it's not going to quite do it. Meanwhile, he gets counter ganked, and that Kane is going to kill that Zed, who did not have to expend Ignite or Flash there.
Is this the like usual customs?
Yes.
And it is worth mentioning that Pike right now, he is sitting at 87.5% kill participation. That is gigantic. But here's a question for the big brain. How does Pyke scale into the late game? That is the question that I have for
Well,
you.
it's looking like he's going to scale quite well. He already has a Duskblade, and here we go. We have a Zac ultimate into the
Oh.
bot lane. He has popped his passive, but meanwhile, there is a TP from the Akali. Can she turn this tide of this Yasuo back onto the other team? Meanwhile, the Zac, his passive's not going to be able to save him, and the Kayn comes in for a counter gank onto this Yasuo. But meanwhile, can the Yasuo get out? He's stuck in between 3 players, and he gets shut down by the Tristana.
Good. Yes, that's where the gold needs to go on that Tristana. That was a nice shot.
From
But I
that
think
Veigar,
Kayn,
trapping this blue team away, and Veigar is able to get the ultimate and the stacks onto that Kayn. Kayn goes down, Yasuo's down, Zac is down. That is a 2-for-1 in favor of red team.
and
Blue
guess
team.
what's coming up?
But the Pyke wants more. He is ready for blood. He knows he's got a Duskblade. He can reset his invisibility every couple of seconds, but he's not going to be able to get that Akali. Akali's going to shield away. Meanwhile, the Tristana has to flash, and Nami trying to go 1v3 is going to have to flash out. I don't know what is going on in this bot lane, but we are having a bloodbath in preparation for this dragon play.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it looked like Nami was just trying to pull some attention away from so that they didn't finish those two off. And he made them back off. At least they, stopped picking on the team. Now they're headed to Dragon, though. And Kayn is coming in, and he is looking ready to try to get that steal.
It's a 1v3 situation.
And the timing...
Nami's coming over for some help, but Yasuo's going to go ahead and smite that and secure the first dragon for red side.
That's right. All right.
And during all that, I will have this be noted, that the Gangplank was able to take all that pressure, that TP from the Zac to bot lane, and the death of Zac in the bot lane to secure that first tower for blue side.
Absolutely. And another thing to point out here is that I feel is super relevant at this point. If you notice the ward locations here on the minimap, we have 5, count them 5 blue red wards into the blue jungle, and we have only 3 blue wards currently in their own jungle. It looks like we just went up to 4 total. So that's another thing, is we got the vision pushed onto the blue jungle, and that's going to be helping them, the red team, quite a bit, especially with Tristana disconnecting. And she's back.
Perma roaming, trying to get an execute onto this Gangplank. Gangplank, I do not think can get out of this, and that is little big boy Az getting the Gangplank. The wave comes out from Nami, the bubble pops up that Veigar, and Veigar's not able to get out. She gets decimated. And Pyke is not done. He wants blood. He is trying to get everyone he can, and that is an Akali as well for the side of red team. Red team just getting so far ahead now.
Yeah, I've had the privilege of actually Lax Farmer's offering coaching for me. He has actually assisted with me quite a bit when I was playing top lane. Taught me some things I did not know, and I will say that man is to be respected. He knows his stuff.
A little bit of lull in the game as the pressure is taken off from that Gangplank. He was absolutely putting a lot of pressure on that top lane, but it resulted in 2 deaths by the Akali and the Gangplank. Thanks to these sweet, sweet roams from the Pyke. The Pyke is now worth still 600 golds, but look at this man's KP. He has 11 KP. 10 KP. 10 out of 12 kills on the red side have gone as a result of this Pyke. You gotta say, they say support is a baby role. It's the weakest role. I disagree. I think it's the most impactful, as showcased by Lax Farmer's Pyke this game.
It's an
Absolutely.
interesting comment that you make right there. You know, a lot of people say support's the most brain dead role, right? You kind of show up, you do your thing, you help your ADC not die as much as you can, but, you know, I think in low elo, sure, maybe support is a role that's not going to be as impactful, but you'll notice that the people that play support really, really, really well are some of the best players in the game because they have the macro sense, they have the vision control, they have the ability to control how the game is being played by how they decide to move. The jungler and the support, I would argue, are the two most important roles in the game, followed closely by the ADC who's meant to carry.
Yeah, that's absolutely agreeable. It's all a matter of how you play it. And frankly, Lex Farmer, he wants to be impactful. He wants to have map presence. He wants to be everywhere at the same time. And he's shown that is completely doable and possible. And there we are with another kill, just to put a period at the end of my sentence. Thank you.
The only thing that you do when you have these supports that are so impactful on the map and so roam heavy is you end up leaving, like this Veigar there, you leave your ADC alone, and they have to play accordingly, right? Some would say that Veigar stepped up a little too close to that Tristana, and Tristana went and put away that kill, but notice how the Pyke was able to be there in time to at least follow up and trade that kill out.
Yeah, and we're still positive on KDA with Vigar as well. He's 335 currently. He is not hurting. He's doing well. He's got his mythic item. He's got his boots. He's on the way to his Zonias. There's nothing lacking there. Even though he's spent a good chunk of his time in lane alone.
Yeah, it is to be expected if you have a roaming support that's gonna go. Wow, the ultimate from the Zack's gonna come out onto this Gangplank. Gangplank's gonna go down, and that's gonna be a 1-for-0 in favor of red team. Meanwhile, the bot lane is collapsing onto this mid lane. This is a 5v2 situation for red team. Are they gonna be able to ARAM this and get any kills or get anything done from this? Meanwhile, the Kane's gonna go into three people. I don't think he wants to do that.
We've got some good damage going out, but we don't have any kills, and that's the problem here. All right, we got the pick on Pyke.
A messy fight here. Is Pyke going to go down? This would be a huge shutdown if he does, and Akali's going to get that shutdown. That's 700 gold to Akali. Meanwhile, Scavenger going for the Kane. Kane is down. Now, the rest of red team trying to get on, trying to finish this off. Ultimate from Gangplank comes out, but it's not enough to save blue team. Blue team's going down. This is going to be an ace on the side of red team, or is Akali going to be able to make it out?
Let's see. Let's see how thirsty Akali is. Is she going to pursue it?
Akali got the shutdown on the Pyke.
She's playing dangerously here.
That is a 4-for-1 in favor of red team.
But once again, that shutdown gold had to have been tasty. But that dragon was probably tastier. All right. All right, looks like Vigar's coming to clear out the bottom lane real quick in this little lull we have. All right.
So we are officially past 20 minutes. The Baron is up. That is going to be a decisive play. Meanwhile, this Pyke is going to be roaming everywhere. He's got an invisibility mechanic, and the mid lane turret's going to go down to Shelly. Shelly, are they going to escort Shelly to the second mid lane turret, tier 2? And is red team going to be able to get here fast enough to defend this? Ultimate comes out from the Zed, but Gangplank's going ahead and shut him down. The big wave comes from the Nami,
that was a
and
lot of
Pyke's
gold.
barely getting out. The Kane ultimates the Pyke, and Pyke gets barely out. His passive healing coming in clutch. The Kane is now
Kane is cleaning.
rock in a hard place, but he's able to get the Pyke, and he's going to be chased down by this Zac and the 3 people. Tristana, meanwhile, finally joins the fight. Is she able to get out? And
Looks like Zac just wound up, pitched himself, and Kane actually caught him in his mid. That was amazing.
It's going to be a 2-for-2.
All right.
Kane wants more.
Kane seems to be the saving grace. He is, wow, he is Angels in the outfield. We're seeing a miracle with this Kane player so far.
This is what I was talking about. Can this Yasuo maintain the momentum he had when Kane gets form, when Kane scales up and gets all the utility that he has? Is it going to be able to be enough that Yasuo got fed in the early game? I don't think it is. Look at that. That is an unofficial ace on the side of blue team.
That is good. Now, what we need to see here, they need to take this advantage and get some sweepers out and get these wards out of there. Now, I'd like to point out something I noticed earlier. Pyke is running around with a very special item called Umbral Glaive. He has his sweeper, yes, but the Umbral Glaive, when spotted by an enemy ward, will allow him to see them and destroy them. In addition to, that's why we're seeing this vision control being so strong for the red team right now.
Yeah, Umbral Glaive has the old, if people were here and around, it has the old Duskblade passive.
Yeah.
Where if a invisible ward was there, it would be spotted and you could one-shot it. And now Duskblade has that new passive where if you get a kill, you go invisible for a short amount of time, the hook coming over onto the gangplank, but I don't think it's going to mean much.
Yeah, those two items there, they really play around the Pike very well. I like it.
A lot of posturing, a lot of vision for this blue team around this Baron, really paying off for them. Meanwhile, a skirmish goes on bot lane. Can this Vhagar defend from this Akali? Akali with the Hextech Rock Belt, but Pike pops the Zhonya's Hourglass, lays a lot of damage on the Akali, and Akali comes back in, but the Vhagar's gonna get her with the Star Shot from above.
All right. All right, you know something else I noticed here is I do see blue team grouping up in mid. Now, what they're doing right here, I think, is a mistake. What they're doing is splitting experience 3 different ways, and there's only one person, one red team in mid defending. What this is doing is making sure the experience goes to one person from the red team and divided to 3 people in the blue team, while we have the rest of the red team out there getting objectives, and that is going also. Those little macro things add up so quickly in this game.
But meanwhile, you know this blue team's prepping for this Baron. The Kayn is pushing that bot lane in preparation for it. A TP comes out from the Gangplank. Gangplank's going to run in here. Akali's going to run in here and try to get these executions on the enemy team. That is 1 for Akali. Can Akali get a second? No.
Maybe. Oh, she got the second. She got Pike down.
She was able to get Pike, but had to blow her Zhonya's stopwatch.
All right.
I take that
Now,
back, the Hourglass. And this is going to be Baron for red team. I feel like if Kayn was there and he
Kayn
wasn't
is coming.
lane,
He's on his way.
He would have been able to counter that, and blue team would have won that. But instead, he was jerking off bot lane, trying to push the lane in preparation, and he just wasn't there for the pivotal fight. He's going to go ahead and look for this steal.
All right.
Baron's at 2,000.
All right, here he comes.
Get in there and just
Nope,
in time,
didn't
and
quite get it.
Team gets it just before him. He's going to go over the wall, and now there's going to be this Tristana put down some heavy damage on the Yasuo, but looks like, is Zach caught? He's stuck in the Baron pit.
And he jumps right onto Kayn. Oh no!
And Vhagar able to get the kill onto that Kayn. That is so unfortunate. And red team with a Baron buff, and it's a 5v4 for another 30 seconds. Looks like I'm getting a lot of pings on this blue side to get over to this dragon, but meanwhile, Kayn's dead.
That is not groovy for the blue team. Not groovy in the least. All right, looks like they got a chase going on with Pike, but they're going to back away, which I do not blame them. All right, then. Pretty sure she may have felt the wind from that hook. Akali there.
A lot of posturing for red team. They do have the jungler advantage, the smite advantage on this dragon. Now, can Kayn get there in time? Looks like Uzi Wake Up has taken out the big problem. And meanwhile, the Zed is going to try to get out of there, and he's able to get an execute onto that Nami.
All right. Looks like Akali is evading death, and just barely so far. Just everywhere she goes, there's red team.
Akali is able to get out of that. The GA is popped.
A nice clutch
Meanwhile,
stun.
So many bombs coming down from this Vhagar. No one can respond with it. It's just so powerful. He's got so many stacks. He's got so much AP that red team comes out of that one on top. Meanwhile, they still have Baron buff. They still have the pressure to be able to push.
Absolutely. We're at 223 stacks. That's 223 additional ability power. There is not an item in the game that can give you that. He's sitting on 2 extra items worth of ability power right now. Full items.
And on top of that, he has 2 Fire Drakes because of this red team has been so pivotal in getting these objectives after the Yasuo has been fighting for his life to try to get in this game and be in this game and be an impactful jungler, and he's been doing it. I will
Yeah.
say, I'm very impressed.
Absolutely. And this Pike is just Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. He's not killing people, he's undoing them. It's violent. And wonderful. And amazing. And I love watching it. But here comes Kane. Kane could be the answer for the Vigar that they've been looking, Blue Team's been looking for.
That flash, and meanwhile, the Captain Rex 7, as Tristana is able to kill this problem of a Pike off, and Blue Team with an incredible defense against this Baron push.
All right, Zed, is he going to walk away?
He's gonna get that double kill onto the Akali and the Tristana. Incredible. And meanwhile,
Let's
that
see.
combo from the Zac and the Yasuo gonna work in their favor. Meanwhile, this Kane, can he get out? Does he have enough?
Ooh.
Does he have enough
and
healing to fight two people at once? Flash comes out from the Yasuo. Meanwhile, Kane's gonna keep going in, back and forth, multiple people, but it's not enough.
he definitely kept them busy. He kept them hopping there for a minute. All right. Yasuo's getting his counter jungle on. Zax looks like he's getting that mid lane moving a little faster. It looks like Nami's all we have right now for defense. Now, Auntie, here's a question for you, bud. How do you feel, in general, mechanically speaking, just mechanically speaking, about a Nami pick into a Pike pick?
You know, I don't hate the Nami pick, but if the Pike does what he did, where he roam permanently, I don't think the Nami as a pick is capable of punishing something like a Veigar. So I'd say the Tristana's been doing a good job of trying, but it's just a pick difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got an enchanter who doesn't really decide. It's a coin flip enchanter, right? A weighted coin flip. Whereas you've got Pike, who is legitimately something that gets things done across the map. That's his job, and he's been able to do it all game, which is really why we're in this position we are in now.
Absolutely. I have a feeling that Leota ban was fairly clutch and kind of put a wrench in the gears, so to speak. Kind of threw a wrench into things because I have a feeling that that was a very pointed pick. Or for a ban. Zed and Akali are going at it here in the tri-brush.
Zed looks like he's caught out. Can he get out? He's going to have to burn his flash. But meanwhile, you've got this Pike who's still trying to get stuff done and as a disruptor in this blue side jungle. And can he get out? This Tristana's actually booted in online. She has so much damage.
All right.
I will be a bit late, like 5 or 10 minutes. That's fine, because I'm in a ranked match and this is going longer than it should.
All right.
Big team fight in this jungle over the next dragon spawn. Can red team get it together, or are they out of their league? Is it too late now?
Okay.
Meanwhile, this Pike is getting in the mix. He is
Exactly.
getting multiple resets on his execute ultimate. This Pike really showing off why you play Pike. That's 3 resets for Pike, and red team comes out ahead on that.
I think Pike might be a cannibal. He's just eating
Why do you
people.
say that? Oh,
There's
he's
no
just eating them.
corpses or anything. They're just gone.
Absolutely, he might be a cannibal.
All right.
Those resets on Death from Below, man, it's so pivotal in those messy, chaotic fights. Pike really, he shines in the chaos.
Oh, absolutely. Darius, eat your heart out. All right, looks like we're getting set up for Dragon here soon from the red team. Pikes looks like he's heading back to base, as well as Zed across the map in the top lane. We got Yasuo coming down bot. Looks like Vigar's getting things started a little bit.
Blue team pinging that there's vision on that drag from the side of red team, trying to get this Nami to get some vision down. She's able to, and red team's going to posture for this dragon. You know, if there's a fight that breaks out here, this will be the deciding factor on who gets Baron. Looks like this Nami's caught.
Yeah, all this Pike needs is one step in the wrong location. One step, that's all he's looking for, and he punishes so fast.
He is just too slippery of a fish for blue team to catch. And meanwhile, the Vigar is going to pop on this Gangplank. Gangplank having to flash out, but he flashes right into a Zed, and that is not enough. Looks like red team's going to get the dragon. Red team gets the dragon, and this might be it. This might be the final fight that decides for the Baron. Looks like so many people are caught. Blue team cannot respond. There's 2 dead. There's 3 dead. There's 4 dead on the side of blue. That is
And 5.
Quadra. 4 players dead. Is this the ace? Can the
And
Akali get out? I
Akali.
don't think it matters because red team's going to get this Baron. This is the end of the game as we know
It's
it.
not looking good. There's no backdoor potential at all. There's too many turrets up on the red side. We have the middle inhibitor down. We have 2 people pushing in. And we have Yasuo and Zac setting up for the Baron. This is not looking great for blue team. I'd say it is good night.
Yeah, Yasuo with a executioner, with a mortal reminder, shield bow, and bloodthirster is going to be able to basically solo that Baron. Meanwhile, this Pike still trying to disrupt the enemy blue team. That ace is going to be the defining factor. They got the 4th dragon. They got the dragon soul. They have everything they need. There's the Baron, and now red team is going to make this final push into the blue team's base.
All right. Really, blue team, turtle. Get in your
Bud Light
shell.
Ace.
Just like I mentioned before, in the top lane, what you do is you wait for the other person to step out of line and make a mistake. The entirety of the blue team needs to get that mentality. Wait. That's the only chance they have.
I
If
don't
they get
think
caught
there's
out, they're
anything they
gone.
can do. They're facing Soul Drake. They're facing 2 waves of super minions up soon enough. And this Yasuo and Pike combo, along with this Zac, is just too much. The team fight on the side of red side's too big. You can't heal him fast enough, Nami. It's not going to happen. She gets deleted. Meanwhile, the Gangplank. Everyone, all
Wow,
3
did you see the
solo
Zac
laners are
grab the
done.
Tristana midair?
That
She's
is
supposed to jump
bananas.
away, and Zac's gonna pull her back. There's not enough that you can do. And
It's
against all odds, the Yasuo jungle pick has blown our minds.
amazing game. Blue mind equal blown. Holy Moses. 8-5-17 on the Yasuo jungle at the end of the game. Amazing. I would love to get. Can we get the Yasuo and the Pike in here for a quick interview? You think before we start the next game? Since we have
Take
to
it
wait.
away, silly man.
All right, let's get them in here. Give me
Okay.
just a moment.